Good afternoon folks, and welcome back to another episode of Adam's Eats. Now today's recipe is a long time coming. I actually did this last year in the summer, but I completely and utterly messed it up. I filmed the whole thing outside, did the steak on the barbecue, made the salad, everything. But when I came to editing it, there was no audio whatsoever, so I had to trash the whole thing. And I just kind of forgot about it, but it popped in my head again last week. So that's what I'm making for you today. Now I'm not going to do it on the barbecue today because it's chucking it down the rain, but this recipe works just as well indoors, and that's my steak and roasted red pepper salad. Now the great thing about this salad is you can make it in advance, stick it in the fridge, and then later on you can just kind of cut your steaks and then assemble it all together, and you've got a really quick, easy tea. Now the steak I'm using today is ribeye, just because I like it, but you can use whatever steak you like, choose your favourite. Now I've already done a video on how to cook a steak, which I'll put up on the screen somewhere now. So if you're not too familiar on how to cook a steak, don't worry, you can go and watch that video and I'll show you how. Now it's a really simple recipe, so let's go and crack on with it. And as always, if you look down below, you can get a list of the ingredients that you need. And also if you press pause now, you can get a list of the ingredients there as well. And the first job we need to do is roast the peppers. Now you've got two ways you can roast these peppers. You can either put them in the oven on about gas mark 6 for about 20 minutes until they're nice and charred, but the easiest and quickest way if you've got a gas hob is to put them straight on the gas ring. So what I'm going to do is just put these rear burners on, and then all we're going to do is plonk the peppers straight on the gas hob like so. Now once you've got them on the hob, what you're looking to do is to get a nice black char all the way around the pepper, and just keep moving them around until you've got a nice even char on the outside of the pepper. And you want that black char, alright, because that's what's going to give you flavour. So I'm going to keep moving these around, get them nice and charred, and once that's done, I'll show you the next step. Now after about 5 minutes you can see that my peppers are nice and charred on most of the sides, and then what we need to do is just pop them into a bowl. Yes, it makes an absolute mess of your hob, but don't worry, it's all in the name of flavour. Now all you need to do now is to leave those alone to cool down to about room temperature, just so we can handle them. And whilst that's doing that, we can get on and make the rest of the salad. Right, so those peppers are cooling nicely, so let's get on and make the rest of the salad. First thing I'm going to do is start with the tomatoes. You can use whatever tomatoes you like. I've got some nice San Marzano ones here. Now, a little tip for you when you're buying fruit and veg is give it a smell. All right, if it doesn't smell of what it's supposed to, it's not going to taste like it either. But all I'm going to do with these is just to cut them in half and then stick them in the bowl. Okay, simple as that. So I've got my tomatoes in there. Next I've got the spring onions. Now these are nice little red ones, but you can use just normal white ones if you want. I just thought these would be nice and colourful in the salad. So I'm just going to take off the outside layer. I'm just going to take off the tips, take off those ends as well. And then all I'm going to do is just slice really, really thinly. Okay, so there's our spring onion. Let's get that into the bowl as well. Next we've got our basil. Now just pick off the big leaves. Now you can use as much or as little as you like, but I absolutely love basil, so I'm going to put quite a bit in. And all I'm going to do with the leaves is stack them up into a pile and then roll it into like a cigar. So you've got like a little parcel like that. And then you just want to cut through it once. Again, chuck that in your salad. Next we're going to add some pine nuts. Now these are going to add a little bit of texture and a mild nutty flavour. You can toast these if you want. I'm not going to bother because there's enough toastiness in these peppers. So I'm just going to add a small handful. And now we're going to add some feta. Open that up. All you need to do is just simply crumble it in with your hands. And again, put in as little or as much as you like. And the feta will add a nice salty kick to the salad. Bit of creaminess as well. But it's also quite a messy cheese, so I'm going to go and wash my hands. Right, so these peppers have been sitting for about 10 minutes now, so they're cool enough to handle. Now what we need to do is to remove most of this black stuff. Now you might be tempted to rinse these under the tap. Don't, because you're going to remove all the flavour. Because whilst it's burnt on the outside, underneath that skin is going to be a really nice, sweet, charred, smoky pepper. So all you need to do is just peel it off with your hands. You don't need to worry about getting all of it off, but you just want to get most of it off. Okay, so we've got most of it off. I'm going to stick that on my chopping board, and then just do the same with the other pepper. Now that we've removed most of the char, what we need to do is to remove the seeds and the stalk. So just take off the end and then just slice down one side. It should be quite soft. So just kind of open it up a bit like a book. Okay, and then just remove that core. Get rid of those seeds as well. We don't want those in the salad. Just move that out the way a second while I do the other one. And then all you're going to do is take each piece and just slice it into nice strips, just like that, and then we'll add those to the salad, and then just do the same with the rest of the pepper, just like that. It's nice and easy, nice and quick. Now this salad is almost complete, and what we need to do now is to add some olive oil. This will just bring all those flavours together. Now I'm using a nice Spanish olive oil. Use a good one, extra virgin of course. We're going to add some pepper, then some salt. And we need some acidity in there as well. You could use a vinegar like balsamic, you know, white wine, cider vinegar even. But in this case, I'm going to use some lemon juice. And I think about half a lemon should be enough. And I'm going to get a spoon and just give that a good mix up. Try not to break the feta up too much because you want that kind of, you know, nice big chunks of cheese in there. And then just give it a taste. Could do with just a little bit more lemon juice. And that's it, that's the salad done, really, really simple. And that can sit to one side or go in the fridge whilst we'll get on and cook our steaks. Right, so I've had a bit of a clean down and I've got my steaks here. Now I've got 2 nice ribeye steaks. Now I'm going to treat these very, very simply. I'm not going to do too much to them. And what I've got here is a garlic clove, which I've sliced in half. And I'm just going to rub the outside of the steak with the garlic clove because I want that nice garlic flavour on the steak. But I don't want to put whole garlic in with it because it will just burn. Same with the other side. And I've also got my griddle pan here which is heating up so it's nice and hot. Now I'm just going to coat the outside of the steaks with just a bit of oil. Never add oil to the pan because you'll end up with smoke everywhere. Massage it in, same with the other side. I'm going to have to wash my hands again. Next I'm going to give these a good liberal seasoning of pepper. Fresh ground black pepper of course because beef absolutely loves it. I think I'll use these tongs to flip it over this time. So all we've got to do now is to get this pan nice and hot and then we'll get the steaks in. Right, so you can see the pan is nice and hot. It's got that slight smoky shimmer to it. So we'll get our steaks in. And now it's just a case of cooking these steaks to your liking. I'm going to cook mine to about medium rare. But again, I've done a video on this, so if you're unsure on how to cook your steak, then go and check that out. And I'll see your faces in a minute once these steaks are done. Right, so I've finished cooking my steaks. Now they need to rest. So I need to leave these for about 5 minutes. And whilst they're resting, I'm going to season them with salt. Just sprinkle it on. Same the other side. So I'm going to leave these to rest for a minute before we slice into it. And then we can assemble the salad. And then we can eat the flipping thing because I'm starving. Right, so it's been a few minutes now. Our steaks are nicely rested. So let's slice into these puppies. See what they're like inside. Nice and pink, just how I like it. And I'm just going to basically slice these into nice strips. Right, so here it is, the finished salad. Got a nice juicy steak there. Got a salad here. I'm just going to finish it off with a little bit more salt, just over the top. A few extra pine nuts, and of course, some obligatory green stuff, which is just some torn up basil leaves, just to make it nice for the thumbnail. So all that's left for me to do now is to go and take the thumbnail, and then we can get stuck in. Right, so let's tuck into it. It smells incredible. So I'm going to try a bit of this steak first because I just can't wait. That is so juicy. Oh God, my mind's telling me that steak is so tender. But let's try some of this salad. You know, try and get a bit of everything. Let's go in. You know, that's a really refreshing salad to go with the steak. You know, you've got those nice juicy tomatoes, they're sweet, saltiness from that feta, and then that really nice flavour from the basil. You know, it makes it really fragrant. Now this will happily feed 2 people. I might eat all of it, I might not, I don't know yet, but I'll try and be good, you know, put some aside for tomorrow. You know, it's a really simple recipe, delicious. Knock this up for your partner, and I tell you what, you'll be pretty pleased with yourself. Well, there we have it, my simple steak and roasted red pepper salad. It's actually quite a cost-effective recipe. So you can make 2 steaks go quite a long way. Yes, I use ribeye, which is quite expensive, but you can make it cheaper by using sirloin, rump, or even hangar steak. It's still going to be delicious, and the salad didn't cost much at all. You've got some tomatoes, some red pepper, some herbs in there, a bit of cheese. You know, so you're really making the best of the ingredients that you've got. Well, that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please stick a like down below, comment and share it across your social media profiles. And as always, if you stick around at the end, there'll be some other videos of mine you can go and watch, and there'll also be a button there if you want to subscribe. And if you do subscribe, then click the little bell icon. That way you'll get notified every time I upload. And I'll see your beautiful faces next time for more tasty fun and frolics. And bye for now. Steaky, 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 steaky. Steak. Oh.